I can't believe I forgot about that. Hey guys, and welcome back to another Random Distractions home theater update video. In a previous video, or in my follow-up video that I did for the Arendal 1961 monitors and bookshelf speakers, I mentioned that one of my bookshelf speakers was sounding really weird, and then all of a sudden the tweeter seemed to have stopped working. I had reached out to Arendal to let them know what was going on, and they asked if I would be comfortable with switching out the tweeter if they sent me the part to me, and I was like, yeah, that's totally fine. That conversation happened on January 19th, and I received the tweeter or replacement on January 26th, so about a week's time. In that video, some of you expressed interest in seeing what that process would be like of replacing the tweeter. So this video is going to cover the unboxing, the replacement, and then hopefully figuring out what happened, because I was really baffled as to why that happened to the tweeter itself. All right, so let's check out the unboxing and installation of the tweeter. As for the unboxing, the tweeter came in a simple brown box. Inside was a packing slip and some stuffing. The tweeter itself was wrapped inside some cardboard. It also had a plastic covering. The tweeter was actually the waveguide and tweeter together, and I was surprised at the size of the magnet. The entire thing seemed really sturdy. For the installation, I have the new tweeter, a basic electronic repair toolkit, and of course, the bad speaker. So as you saw, there wasn't any directions on how to go about replacing the speaker, but I felt like I had an idea of how to go about it. First, I placed the speaker on the table. I then proceeded to use a pry tool to take out the ring around the tweeter. It came out pretty easily. The material of the ring was sort of rubbery. With that removed, I saw the screws holding it down, so removed all 6 of them. I then tried to pry it out, but it wasn't working, so decided to sit the speaker up, and the tweeter came off easily. This is when I noticed an immediate issue because the magnet was off center and one of the cables had become unplugged. I moved the magnet around and it popped back in place. Then I went ahead and unplugged the other cable. As you can see, the magnet seems to be loose. Now it's time to replace it with the new one. And for the new one, there's no movement with the magnet. As I said, it's really sturdy. So there was definitely something going on with the old one, and at this point I still wasn't sure what happened. One of the other comments I got was to try and show what the inside of the speaker looked like, and all I can say is stuffing. Very well glued on stuffing. I tried to move it around a bit to see if I could see anything else, but I would have had to remove the stuffing, which I was not willing to try and do. So decided to just continue with the installation of the new one. First, plugging in the cables. I then set it in place, then screwing all 6 screws back in. Making sure they were nice and snug. Last step was to put in the ring, and there's an Arendal logo on the bottom, so you know what way to put that back on. And it just snaps back in place with a little bit of pressure. And it was finally done. Alright, so you saw that it wasn't too big of a deal, so despite not having any directions on how to replace it, it actually went very smoothly and without any issues. I, of course, then plugged it in to make sure everything was good, and it sounded wonderfully again. So what happened to this? Well, it wasn't until I was working on the edits of the video for the unboxing and the installation and stuff that I'm like, you know, this is not a manufacturing issue. Something, you know, obviously happened to this. And then I remembered something that happened a while back. So we had somebody that had come visit us, and they bumped into the speaker stand, which unfortunately caused the speaker stand and the speaker to fall to the ground. One of my kids was back there, and they tried to catch it, but I still heard it hit the floor. I checked out the speaker afterwards, and the speaker looked okay. There was a minor scuff maybe on the speaker itself, and then I of course listened to stuff to make sure that nothing was wrong with the speaker itself, and it sounded fine. It was working fine, so I'm like, okay, I guess it survived that fall or whatever, and so I didn't think anything of it after that. In fact, I had it on there for quite a while, and everything was working fine. Until I, eventually replaced them with the monitors, and then put those speakers away. And it wasn't until I brought them back out that I started noticing the difference. Remembering that fall, though, my theory is that it's possible that when it fell down, that's what actually caused the magnet to, come off the housing, and I'm guessing that, moving it around and stuff when I was doing the tests and things like that, and possibly even just the speaker itself, working, the vibrations may have caused the one speaker cable to become unplugged completely, and, maybe that's what happened. And also looking at the magnet, I don't know if you can see this, but when I move it around, you can kind of see the surround of the tweeter moving. So it's definitely still connected to the tweeter. So I think that, even though, or the thing that I noticed before the speaker cable became completely loose is the sort of like distortion that was coming from the tweeter. So I'm guessing that probably the movement or the shifting of the magnet may have caused some damage to the tweeter itself too. I promise that I did not try to hide this information from Arendal. In fact, I think if they would have said anything like, oh, well, did anything happen? Did it fall or whatever? I probably would have remembered, oh, you know what? Yes, it did fall, and I would have mentioned that. And I still think that Arendal would have sent out a replacement for it, but don't know at that point if then it would have been covered by the warranty or not to receive the replacement. And if it didn't, I would have been okay with having to replace that myself. So if anybody from Arendal is watching this, I do definitely apologize for forgetting to mention that, but appreciated the good customer service that I received nonetheless. Like I said, it came within a week, and I was able to replace it easily without any issues. Well, that's all that I have for this video. Again, sorry that I could not show any more of what was inside the speaker. That stuffing was really glued in very well, and so I didn't want to tear anything out and cause some more damage to the speaker by trying to do that. But I would definitely appreciate a like, of course, on this one, and make sure to subscribe and hit that notification bell so you'll be notified when the next one drops. And until then, I hope you have a good one.